Okay, I'm going to try this out, and I'm not sure how this video is going to work, but anyway, rather than try to type this stuff out, I thought I'd make you a video. I just picked up a piece of leather here, just a piece of scrap that was on the floor, and just threw some tooling in there so that it would kind of give you an idea. Now, you're going to go ahead and put your oils in. Go ahead and slick and burnish is what I normally do. Everything, go ahead and put the stitch groove in. I get all this stuff in place without sewing if you've got a product that'll let you do so. If your glues will hold together long enough. That way you get a good dark finish with a really clean white line on it is optimal. So what we're going to do, and I hope that I've got you in the right spot, this stuff right here is what I use. It's a satin sheen. It's from Tandy Leather, Leather Factory Tandy Leather. It's 2201-00. I don't know if you can see. I'll try to put that up there. I can't see what the video is looking like, so maybe I'm in the right spot. Anyway, it's a water-based product. Shake it up real well. The bubbles are not going to hurt anything. Here's what I've done. I've taken a piece of wool just like this right here off of a saddle. Alright, this is scrap, what's left over. And I'm going to trim them down to nothing. Really, really small. Just cut them down to, you don't need all that extra. And then just go ahead and pull any of your loose stuff and get rid of it. You can take a cigarette lighter and light that, and it'll burn all your fuzz off. Shake this up. And you can wash this water-based stuff right here. You can wash these woolies out and reuse them. I do it all the time. I'm going to rub this in really, really good. Now I have taken, if I'm out in my big shop, I've taken the air compressor, put this stuff on here, and then blow it down in those cracks. It's not going to hurt anything for that to happen. We want to make sure we're getting it in there really good. The reason why you're doing this is on occasion, if you're using, depending on what antiquing you're using, there's a possibility that antiquing can bleed up behind your undercuts and stuff. I had a little bit of fuzz right there. So here's what I'm going to do. We'll put this on real good. Go ahead and put it over the edges too. We're going to seal everything. We should have our edges burnished already. We want to seal. We don't want any of that antiquing going anywhere or staining anything we don't want. Okay, so you see we've pretty plain and simple. Saturated but not piled up. And I've got some fuzz. I grabbed the one that hasn't been trimmed evidently. I thought I had them set up here, but anyway, this is gonna, I would give it 10 or 15 minutes. We're gonna kind of expedite this just a little bit, just so you can see the process. Now, like I said, I'll take this when I get through with it and wash it out in warm water, let it dry, reuse it, just keep on using it over and over again. Depending on how available that stuff is. Now, if you got it piled up and you got 150 pounds behind you, it ain't gonna hurt anything, you know. But the old saddle shop, I don't have a saddle shop anymore, so I have to travel a good distance to get it. The closest saddle shop's one in Bonham. So anyway, here's what we got. This is dried, okay. I put my oil on it. I've burnished all my edges. I've come in and I've laid this saddle sheen or satin sheen over the top of it. I use Fiebing's Antique. I like the paste best. They've got other products that are a little more environmentally safe, I think. But and if that's what you choose, the applications, the only difference is that you're gonna have between this and other antiques is the time in which you can leave it on the leather without it being cleaned up. In other words, when you just blob it on there, different products are going to have a different set time before the product, you can't get it off. So anyway, this is what I'm going to use right here. I'm about out, so but you're going to be liberal with it. We're just going to put it on everything. I'm going to put it on the edges. I'm going to get it all over. The reason why I want to do this is I tried just getting it on the one spot, you know, just in the tooling. Well, what happens is you end up getting a little bit on the slick leather and then it stains. Well, this way, if for some reason it stains, the whole thing stained, it doesn't look like it was an accident. It looks like it was meant to be that way. So we're going to get it in there. We're going to make sure it's in all the tooling very well. Alright, now we're just going to take a paper towel, which I know I have right here. Now what we're going to do is wipe this off. Now at this point, you kind of see what you get right here. I hope I'm in the right spot. I may have to do this 4 or 5 times. But basically this is what you got right here, okay? Your antiquing is complete. You want to make sure that you got it in as much of your cuts, your decorative cuts, as possible. If you'll look right here, I'm going to have to go back and put a second application. I had a really skinny decorative cut and it's not wanting to take it. So what I'm going to do is come back in, apply a second coat, rub it in there if I can get it to take. Now very gently wipe it off. What I want to do is take this just off the surface, your slick leather and your high leather. Now if you've got streaks, and it's very possible, I don't know if you can see it or not, but if you haven't slicked your leather, and I've got a video on that on YouTube, it's a really crappy video, but it gets the point across. If you haven't slicked your leather, what's going to happen is this top grain is going to store this antiquing. And I'm not sure if you can see it or not, but you've got antiquing on this top grain. So what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and use the saddle sheen, or the, I'm sorry, satin sheen. I think there is a product called saddle sheen. We're just going to come in here and we're going to mainly scrub this top grain and get it clean. Okay. Now what this is doing is this is sealing. Also what it's doing is it's acting like a cleaner because this product is cutting the antiquing. So we're using it as it has two purposes here. Alright, and you can see that's what comes off. So it does cut your antiquing. Now we want to lighten this up just a little bit, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to very gently just rub it over that. See if I can get it to dry out here. It's lightened it up so that it brings out its natural color, which is whatever you've oiled it up to. It's showing all of your decorative cuts, and then it's darkening your background. Okay, you've pretty much accomplished your goal. What I would do is I'd probably let this set overnight, or even a day or two is not going to hurt it. And then come in once that's dried and that antique paste is dried, and I would put another good coat over all of it. Now understand that even though that antiquing's